Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Oh, I can hear myself, that's very bad. Oh, it's looping. Okay. That was very, very scary. Okay, let me just refresh my stream page here because it seems my chat box isn't working. Hi, Blue. Let me just adjust the audio of my PC. Lots of things to figure out. So, you know that saying? I'm going to illustrate it for you. So we got something like this. That's a horse. What's this? A wagon, you might say? Yeah? Well, that's me. After not streaming for 2 days. I haven't had an opportunity to even use my computer. And I've been very distracted with other things going on in my life. So I've had no chance to catch up. And what I'm going to do today is I'm not going to do finished art for everything, but because if it takes me 2 hours to do one guy, I can't stream for 6 hours, you know. And I don't want to combine prompts. I want to do 31 dragons. So what we're going to do today is, and maybe tomorrow, we're going to play a big game of catch up, and I think it's going to be kind of interesting. Just to illustrate. There we go. Okay. So, first thing we need to do is take a look at the prompt list. So we have honey, rainbow, and patience. These three are what need to be addressed today. And what might end up happening is we kind of get, if I can get at least 2 determined what I'm going to do. So you know how my streams are usually broken down into 2 hours? The first hour is the concept phase, the second hour is the actual drawing it nice and colouring it in phase. This is only going to be like the first hour half, what we're going to do here. So I just want to get ideas for all of these, and then I can draw them later on in my own time, and everything will be peachy keen. Got a bit of mic trouble there. Let me just check the stream itself. Do not play the audio, please. Okay, no, okay, that's fine. Everything is G. So I suppose what I need to do here is kind of edit this a bit. I'll keep it as prompts. So it's honey, rainbow. Was it patience was the last one? Yeah. Okay. So patience is the one that's actually due today, but I don't want to skip either. So let's make that nice and tall. Today's the 26th. Okay, perfect. If it was the 27th, I would have lost my mind. So, I think we're going to do these one at a time, and also simultaneously at the same time. So, we might kind of work on all of them. You know, I might do a few steps on one and then go to another and then kind of cycle back and forth, you know? So, honey is a website or a Chrome extension that gets you any discount on anything. I think. No, okay. Honey definition. So honey is obviously that stuff made by bees. A sweet, sticky, yellowish brown fluid made by bees and other insects from nectar collected from flowers. Okay, made by bees and other insects. So we're gonna do kind of just the Winnie the Pooh pot of honey there. Made by bees. Other insects. So that could be a kind of cool way if we can find out what other insects make honey. Do wasps make honey? We'll see. An excellent example of something. It's one honey of an adaptation. I've never heard anybody say that in my life. A yellowish brown or golden color. Okay, so it's a color as well. Just like orange. You know, yellow could have been called honey. Any sweet substance similar to bees' honey. Darling, sweetheart. So let's say sweetheart. Because we could give this thing like a sweet heart. A sugary heart or something. An attractive young woman. That's very weird. I don't care for that. What does honey mean in slang? Okay. Now let's YouTube, Wikipedia, honey. I hope everybody in here has had a nice Thursday. Is today Thursday? The Wikipedia page for honey is very long, so I'm going to just kind of breeze through this. Honey is a sweet, viscous food substance made by honeybees and some related insects, such as stingless bees. Ooh, what are they? They have stingers, but they are highly reduced and cannot be used for defense. Why did they have them then? Seems a bit weird. Bees produce honey from sugary secretions of plants. Oh yeah, so honey pots. Are made from wax or resin. This could do some kind of candle dragon. It's not really honey. I just want to kind of skim through this. See if there's anything cool. Cave paintings depict humans foraging for honey like 8,000 years ago, so it's a long thing. Okay, let's see. I don't think I need to know about the production. I actually want to redesign that bear as well, blue. I think the name... somebody... Nectarsat, I think, is what I'm going to end up calling that. But I do want to redesign... I've gotten a lot of good feedback from that video. And I think the bear line and the bird line I want to redesign. I think the regional Kamala is untouchable. But, you know, I always like to go off the rails a bit with these. So I just want to take a look. And the biggest obstacle I'm having here is that on day 20, we did Citrusnide, which is the lemonade prompt, because I didn't know honey would be a prompt, because I only look at them kind of one day at a time. And Citrusnide is partially based on a honey bear as well. So I want to kind of see... I wonder if this thing could be the creature that Citrusnide steals the honey from. Could be a dessert. We could actually make a food dragon. I just want to... Okay, so let's... Modern uses in food. Yeah, it's a spread, sweetener. Honey is an important food for virtually all honey gather cultures. Because it gives loads of energy. Fermentation. Mead is made from honey. I didn't know that. Hello everybody coming in. I see all of you. Honey is also used to make mead beer called braggot. That's a bit of a odd name for something. Physical properties of honey vary. It can be... Fresh honey is a liquid. Super cool liquid. Crystals. Oh yeah, crystallization. Melting point. Being saturated with enough sugars to just crystallize spontaneously. Okay, that's cool. So we could have like a semi-liquid. That's a G. That's a Q. And maybe it could be something with like and I'll just draw a creature here. And this is just as an example. Maybe it has like a layer of honey on its back, but in places that honey can crystallize and it can reform, or maybe the whole thing is a dragon made out of honey. And it can kind of change its shape at will. Then the problem with that is what does its kind of form just look like on its own? Or can it just kind of generate crystals out of nowhere to as a defense mechanism? Okay. At very low temperature, honey does not freeze solid. Its viscosity increases. Honey becomes thick and sluggish with decreasing temperature. At minus 20 degrees Celsius, that's minus 4 degrees Fahrenheit. For all of you Westerners, I don't know why you use that temperature method. It makes no sense. Honey may appear or even feel solid, but it still continues to flow at very, very low rates. Honey has a glass transition between minus 42 and minus 51 Celsius. Below this temperature, honey enters a glassy state and becomes an amorphous solid. What the hell? That's cool. But not relevant. Viscosity of honey is affected greatly by both temperature and water content. Viscosity is the ease at which it can like flow. You know, honey is it doesn't flow like water. It's very viscous. Okay, it's just a lot of numbers. There's no surface temperature, tension. Manuka. Pixotropic. Let's take a look at what that word is. Okay, it's nothing important. Electrical and optical properties. Because honey contains electrolytes in the form of acids and minerals, it exhibits varying degrees of electrical conductivity. Measurements of the electrical conductivity used to determine the quality of honey in terms of ash content. Okay, the effect honey has on light is used for determining the type and quality. Oh cool, so you can kind of tell the viscosity just by looking at it with a certain device based on how light goes through. That's cool. Huh. Or we could do something similar to radicalismic. Probably not though. It's like a big honey monster with bee legs. I'm just trying to figure out what form I want to give to this thing. I will look into desserts, Blue. I just haven't had a chance yet. Honey caramelizes if heated sufficiently, becoming darker in color and eventually burns. However, honey caramelizes at lower temperature than glucose. Is caramel made from honey? Maybe. It contains many kinds of acids. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look up interesting honey facts. Stop trying to make me look interesting money facts. Bees have 5 eyes, apparently. Male bees are called drones, but they don't make honey. What if I just look up honey dragon? I regret this instantly. I regret it instantly! Why is it all vor? Okay, honey-based desserts. Or, lizards that eat honey. But lizards eat honey. Lizards eat bees. Skinks eat bees. What the fuck is wrong with them? It did take a turn, Bludgeon. It's always a fear if you Google anything next to dragon. Okay. Apparently lizards... Okay, let's look up skink. There's no nutritional reason to feed honey, okay. But they eat bees. I just think that's a very interesting fact. Skink eat bee? Okay. Okay, it's only 20 minutes in. So, Bludgeon, what I'm doing is... I'm gonna just kind of do the concept planning phase for 2 or 3. If I can do 3, that's great, and then I'll just draw them in my own time. Because, you know, if one takes me 2 hours, that's going to be 6 hours of streaming, and I'm not about that. So if you have any ideas for any of the prompts on the left of the video, I'll be going through those kind of one by one. I might jump onto Rainbow soon, just to kind of give myself a mental break from honey, and then come back to honey in a while. Gonna see how it's worked out. Found out this thing called a stingless bee, though. And they have no sting, but they have a very powerful bite. I'm just gonna Google image honey. Because I like the idea, Blue, that you had of a food, but I don't know what to make, honestly. Like, do I just draw Citrus Night again? So any kind of honey-based dessert would be cool as well. Yeah, so far the idea, the concept that I want to go with. Okay, what if it's like a skink? but it's made of... Okay, no, we won't worry about the animal right now. The idea is that it's made of honey, and parts of its body can crystallize, like for armor or defense, because that is what honey does. That's a property of it. So it can kind of have its normal viscous form, let's say, and then like a defensive hardened form, something like that. Now making it a skink is kind of weird, because why would it be made of honey and eat the bees? Sounds a bit fetishy, bludgeon. And I've done... How many mimics have I done so far? I don't know, leave it with me. But I am liking this semi-liquid / crystal aspect. I shouldn't say liquid, I should say viscous. How the fuck do you spell viscous? Is it like U-O-U-S? Just O-U-S. That looks right to me, but... Yeah, okay. So there's vicious and they all look the same. I mean, even with the skink. Could have it wrapped up or something. I don't know, I want to kind of avoid a beehive because I've just done a beehive. Which I'm thinking of redesigning anyway. Look, we'll leave those guys there. Now let's kind of just leave that fester in the back of our minds. Let's move on to rainbow. I don't know why I've drawn that so off center. Now, a rainbow definition, because sometimes when you just Google things, it gives you like preschools and stuff. That's hilarious. An arch of colours visible in the sky caused by the refraction and dispersion of the sun's light by rain or other water droplets in the atmosphere. The colours of the rainbow are generally said to be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So, a rainbow. I'm not going to do all the things, but we all know what a rainbow is. So with that, yeah, there's light, water, let's say rain. Obvious connotation, rainbow imagery, the alphabet mafia. Perpetually raining and forms the rainbow dragon. I don't know. Would the cloud... Is it kind of like an illusion thing, or is the rainbow dragon actually the... Let's say that's a cloud there. Is it kind of like an invisible dragon that's only formed by the cloud raining, or is the actual guy just up here like, yeah, and he just makes a rainbow-shaped dragon? Display colors by a spectrum produced by dispersion of light. Yeah, so we also have like the classic. Let's try that again. Fuck, let's try that again. Yeah, like the Pink Floyd prism imagery. A wide range of related and typically colorful things. Many-colored. Let's see. Okay, so let's do Wikipedia for rainbow. Your long cloud puffs to maintain its form. Oh shit. I understand what you mean conceptually. I can kind of see something in my brain. I'm not sure how I'd put it down. Oh, then we also have the classic double rainbow all the way across the sky. I'm noticing a lot of... Every time I've seen a rainbow recently, it's been a double rainbow. I used to think it was a really rare occurrence, but it's actually super common. Rainbows can be full circles. However, the observer normally sees only an arc formed by luminous droplets above the ground. It's centered on it. Okay, so if you're in like a plane, or... Jeez, that's really weird. Oh yeah, so here's the thing. Rainbows... And it's so obvious when I'm saying it. Because they're not a tangible thing. But they always face you, you know? And it's so weird because they'll be in different places for different people. Like, if you're standing next to someone, you won't get the same perspective on it. Because it's like, depending on where you are. They're weird. Okay, in a primary rainbow, the arc shows red on the outer part and violet on the inner side. This rainbow is caused by light being reflected when entering a droplet of water and then reflected inside in the back. In the droplet. In a double rainbow, the second arc is seen outside the primary arc as the order of its colors reversed. Oh my god, so it does. Go to the inner side of the arc. Okay, so if I just do a quick rainbow here. And I'm gonna Reggie Biv. Okay, so we're gonna skip Indigo, I'm sorry. If I invert that. So blue, we're making like the concept. I won't be doing like the big proper drawing. But I've missed 2 days now of drawing. And then there's also today's one to do, so technically we are making kind of 3. This is taking way too long. Hang on. I can do this an easier way. If I go to my gradients, is there no rainbow? There has to be a rainbow gradient. Hang on. I need a rainbow. Are you serious? There's no rainbows. There used to be. Or I could just copy a fucking picture of it and not be an idiot. Okay. So, like, the inner rainbow is red down to violet. But on the outer one, it's reversed. So you can see, like, red is on the inside. Then it goes out. It's just a design detail. I don't know why it took me so long to get that across. So that's right, like, oh, that's green. Double color reversed. A rainbow is not located at a specific different, comes to an optical illusion. Yep. Thus a rainbow is not an object and it cannot be physically approached. Yeah, even if an observer sees another observer who seems under or at the end of a rainbow, the second observer will see a different rainbow farther off at the same angle as seen by the first observer. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Where you won't both see the same. Oh, Christ alive. Why am I only thinking of this now? And this is why this is mad stereotyping right now, but Is it stereotyping if I'm the one doing it? Let's give him a Meowth hand. Now, I've already made my Leprechaun inspired Pokemon, which is also Rainbow inspired, so I'd rather not rather not fuck with leprechauns. But I'm actually gonna pop my Leprechaun in because it's just like I just hate when you just take the thing, you know. So my Leprechaun Pokemon actually is a Pot of Gold, and it's called Pot of Gold. But it's kind of old, so just let me see if I can find it. It's actually very old. How old are you, Pot of Gold? 2018, August 28th. Oh my god, it's almost Pot of Gold's birthday. There's Pot of Gold. And as you can see, I'm not fond of making little tiny men who steal your shoes into lads, so, or into Pokemon. So that's what I did instead. I've redesigned, its pre-evolution used to look a lot like Gengar. And I do want to redesign these someday, but those are how I would do Leprechauns in Pokemon. Hey, Christos. So, kind of for this, I wouldn't be gagging to do a Leprechaun, if that makes sense. Thanks, Christos. They are about to be 3 years old, almost at this stage. I'm trying to think of what we can do for a Rainbow Dragon. I'm also trying to think what we can do for a Honey Dragon, and I'm also going to be trying to think of what we can do for a Patience Dragon. Yeah, Blue, you can't just make a dragon and have it be the colors of the rainbow. There's got to be a team. And maybe we could have the wings being prisms or something. And they shine with the, light comes out of them or something, but we will see. Especially tricky because light is not a type in Pokemon, and I've decided going forward, I'm not going to work. Every Fakemon I do will have like fake types, but I'll also give them official typings, just in case anybody ever wanted to do anything with them. And I feel it's easier to kind of work, or because you get people and they're like, "Oh, this is a rubber Fakemon." I'm like, I don't know what that is. So I'll give them kind of an official type and then like my fake types as well. Okay. Rainbow span a continuous spectrum of colors. Actually, I love how I just drew a leprechaun without the actual rainbow aspect. Yeehaw, cowboy! Using a prism to make rainbow wings. That'd be cool. Could tie into Bludgeon's idea as well. I'm just gonna keep looking down through this list. So let me see. Cloud Pokemon that's perpetually raining, and it forms a dragon underneath it. Yeah, so all the clouds would have to be on the top. I don't think it'd be a case where it could be like a dragon kind of with clouds on it, because in terms of how rainbows work, they're generally under the clouds. Now I know it is Pokemon, so that shouldn't necessarily be a limiting factor. Maybe I might be getting too caught up with that. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I never commented on it, but with the Jacksepticeye dig. The reason he even does the whole top of the orange Athletics, which is not a thing that people say here, is because people couldn't figure out that he was actually Irish. So then he was like, what if I just make myself sound so stereotypically Irish, and it just stuck. Okay, let's see. Rainbows. Yeah, I don't necessarily care. Well, they always appear during the day as well. So, you know, the sun is also an important aspect. Can rainbows be seen at night? Oh my shit. Okay, I was completely wrong. I was completely wrong. Moonbows. They exist. What the fuck? That looks so weird. It almost looks like a planet coming over the horizon. Oh, that's cool. Because as I was saying it, I was like, if they're formed from light, they're not formed from heat or anything, it's light. And then I was like, the moon reflects light as well, so. Yeah. Well, technically it's coming from the sun. Because the moon just reflects the light off from the sun back at us. That is really, really cool. Okay. That is definitely maybe a direction I want to go with this. Not sure how though, but let's see. Okay. The sky inside a primary rainbow is brighter than the sky outside. That's because so it is technically a disc. It's just we only see the bottom of it. But a rainbow is technically a full circle. It's just usually the horizon is there, so you can't see the rest of it. And then the inside is brighter. That looks like a skull. I apologize. I don't apologize at all. Okay, I'm learning a lot of shit about rainbows. Number of colors, spectrum of rainbow, yeah. A spectrum obtained using a glass prism and a point source is a continuum. That's too many big words. No, we'll get there, we'll get there. Okay, so originally there were only 5 colors of the rainbow, but then it was all divided into orange and indigo as well. Modern colors say the blue is cyan, which I mean technically it is, but Newton regarded it. Okay, yeah, so what Newton regarded at the time as blue would be today regarded as cyan, and what Newton called indigo would today be regarded as blue. So it's not Roy G. Biv anymore, it's Roy G. CBV. So it's not red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, it's red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, violet. Which I think... Because blue and indigo are like... the same. That always bugged me. Okay, I don't think I need the explanation for why they work. I definitely don't need the maths. Okay, variations. Double rainbows. Double rainbows used in both the primary and secondary rainbows are visible. In theory, all rainbows are double rainbows, but since the secondary bow is always fainter than the primary, it may be too weak to spot in practice. Indigo is like a it's like a darker blue. I've always heard that it's like purple, but let me That's indigo. It's maybe has a slightly purple tinge, but it is mostly blue. I do remember being told in school it was purple, but never seen that in practice. Okay, so that's why I see a lot of double rainbows. I guess we just... Or maybe I just have good eyes. I don't know. I don't have good eyes. I wear glasses. The secondary bow is centered to the sun itself. Okay, whatever. Secondary rainbow is fainter than the primary because more light escapes the two refractions occur to one, and because the rainbow itself is spread over a great area of the sky. Each rainbow reflects white inside of its colored bands. It's down and the primary is up. Yep, okay, that's why it's reversed. The dark area of unlit sky lying between the primary and secondary bows is called Alexander's Band. Okay. Yeah, so I've noticed that as well, which is what makes double rainbows easier to spot. So let's say you have a rainbow here. And then you have a double rainbow here. And I will do a little bit of colouring in to emphasize this. Let's give ourselves like a backdrop. Now let's pretend that this is the sky. The sky on the inside will be brighter. Actually, no, I need to do a different... I need to actually change the brightness, not the saturation. Okay. So I say that's the sky. The sky on the inside will be much brighter, and then the sky in between the first and second rainbow will actually be darker. So there's kind of cool light trickery going on. And that is called Alexander's Band, which I'm going to open in a different tab. I'm still going to stream for 2 hours, probably. Okay, let's see. A twinned rainbow, unlike a double rainbow that consists of two separate and concentric rainbow arcs, the very rare twinned rainbow appears as two rainbow arcs that split from a single base. Okay. The colors in the second bow, rather than reversing in secondary, appear in the same order as a primary. Okay. A normal secondary rainbow may be present as well. Twin rainbows, super new. Oh, fucking hell, Jesus Christ. This is a lot. Oh, that is cool, though. That could be a cool wing inspiration. Maybe. Let's get rid of that. If it's even going to have wings. Maybe the Native American rainbow crow. I do not know what that is. Hi, Joy. What did you call me? Rainbow crow. So rainbow crow is a... The museum states that the crow had no significance in the culture. Okay. The rainbow crow, the most beautifully feathered bird, offering the urge journey. It's a gift of fire. Carries a beak back to his people. But his fire scorched his plumage black, with only hints of his previous color, and his voice has been made rough by the smoke, and the sacrifice commemorated. Seems a bit like Ho-Oh, in that it's a bird with a lot of rainbow feathers. Even though Ho-Oh doesn't have rainbow feathers, it always annoys me that people are like, it's the rainbow bird, but it doesn't have rainbow. It has like 2 or 3 colored feathers. I know it's not what you meant, Joy. I'm just joshing. I'm finding out a lot of stuff about rainbows. So full circled rainbows. In theory, every rainbow is a circle. Yep, from the ground you can't see it. Okay, so... yeah, it's usually... yeah, if you're in a very high building or in an airplane, you can see a circular rainbow. And in fact, they're so big that you generally... if only this person knew how to turn their phone sideways! But they are all circular. It's just they get cut off by the horizon. So then I'm guessing in the case of a twinned rainbow, they'd have like a point where they meet. And then there'd just be 2 circles kind of going about their business. So everybody who's joining now, what I'm doing is I'm going through the 2 prompts I missed and the prompt for today. I'm gonna come up with like the idea and the kind of what I'm gonna draw. But because it takes 2 hours just to do one, I'm just gonna come up with all the ideas now, and then can have 3 guys who I'll kind of work on in the meantime. I might not get them done for tomorrow, but you know, I will work at them when I can. So for honey, we'll go back to it. We haven't settled on anything yet. This guy looks kind of weird down here, but you know, we will come back to that. Just doing rainbow now to cleanse my palette. You can have rainbows at nighttime. I think that's super cool. Okay, so what's a supernumerary rainbow? In certain circumstances, 1 or several narrow, faintly colored bands can be seen bordering the violet edge of the rainbow. Yeah, okay. A stacker rainbow. Okay, so it's like a big fat rainbow with more... it's like double... it has like more colors off the end of violet. Okay. Reflected rainbows, monochrome rainbow. Okay, there's so many cool things. Oh, what the hell? When a rainbow appears above a body of water, 2 complementary mirror bows may be seen below and above the horizon. So it's like when you can see the reflection of a rainbow in the water. That's cool. Okay, reflection rainbows seem very similar to twinned rainbows, so this is kind of strange. Monochrome rainbow. The rare and dramatic monochrome or red rainbow. Dun 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 dun. Spooky. Scary. And also, if you guys have any ideas, don't be strangers in the chat. For any 3 prompts you see at the edge. Left corner words. Rainbows under moonlight. Moonbow. Lunar rainbow. They're much dimmer and rarer than solar rainbows, requiring the moon to be near full in order for some reason moonbows are often perceived as white. The full spectrum is present, however, but the human eye is not normally sensitive enough to see the colors. Fogbow. Sleet bow. Oh my god, there's so many kinds of rainbow! Jesus. What is a circumzenithial arc? What is this? This is witchcraft. That kind of looks almost like what we were talking about earlier with that cloud dragon. Good influence. Let me read about these guys. Actually leave that on screen so you can take a look at it. That's crazy looking. Let me get out of the image. Okay. A zenithal, fucking hell, are two related optical phenomena similar in appearance to a rainbow, but unlike the latter, their origins lies in light reflection through hexagonal ice crystals rather than liquid water droplets. That means they are not rainbows, but members of the large family of halos. A halo is an optical phenomenon produced by light interacting with ice crystals suspended in the atmosphere. Many of these appear near the sun or the moon, but they occur... What the hell? Both arcs are brightly coloured, centered in the zenith, the position of the sky. What is it? Ice crystals up in the atmosphere? I reckon it'd be in kind of cold places. Obviously. The circumhorizontal arc is sometimes referred to by the misnomer fire rainbow. Okay, that's a good influence. I'm gonna just go crazy. Let me see if I can get a picture of this. What the actual bloody flaming Christ am I looking at? Excuse me, princess? Can you copy the image, please? I think... like... if we're going for some sort of dragon... like... I'm just saying... especially this, that looks like a fucking dragon. Straight up. You've seen one in the UK, Bludgeon. Maybe I need to go outside more. Holy freaking Christmas. Okay, I think a combination of kind of the... Well, Blue, what does a bird look like? It's got two wings and a head. Now, let me write that down. Fire rainbow. Or... circumhorizontal arc. Why do people make words so big? Okay, cool. The circumzenithal arc, visible only at solar or lunar elevation of less than 30 degrees, is much more common, but often missed since it occurs almost directly overhead. So unless you're just looking straight above you. Maybe it's happening like every day, but you just don't see it. I need to go outside more, just look up. Extraterrestrial rainbows. It has been suggested that rainbows might exist on Saturn's moon Titan that has a wet surface and humid clouds. It rains, or, what's the... because Titan is way too, cold for water. There's like another liquid at, there's rivers. I think it's methane or something. It's also a planet where it rains rocks, so like... aliens are... aliens. Other worlds are very, very weird. Rainbows of different materials. Sea spray bow doesn't perfectly align with the ordinary rainbow. Seen the same spot. Tiny plastic or glass marbles. Maybe used in road marking as reflectors to enhance. One can easily produce such phenomena by sprinkling liquids of different refractive indices in the air. Okay, whatever. Is that why sometimes you see a rainbow coming off like a car headlights when you're driving? Experiments. Okay, culture and mythology. This is the end now of the Wikipedia. Rainbows occur frequently in mythology and are used in the arts. One of the earliest literary occurrences of the rainbow is the Book of Genesis, chapter 9, as part of the flood story of Noah, where it is a sign of God's covenant to never destroy all life on Earth with a global flood again. Okay. In Norse mythology, the Rainbow Bridge, Bifrost, connects the world of men. Yeah, we all know that from Thor. Kukavira was the god of rainbow for the... I don't know how to pronounce these in case I get them wrong. When the rains were over, the people thanked him by offering gold, small emeralds, and snails. Some forms of Tibetan Buddhism reference a rainbow body. The rainbow body is a level of realization. The rainbow body phenomenon is a topic which has been treated fairly seriously in Tibet for centuries. I might not touch it, so we'll see. Ah, here we go. The Irish leprechaun secretly hiding... the Irish leprechaun's secret hiding place for his pot of gold is usually said to be at the end of a rainbow. This place is appropriately impossible to reach because the rainbow is an optical effect which cannot be approached. Hoity-toity. I'm going to steal your shoes now. Rainbows appear in heraldry. In heraldry, the proper... or heraldry, the rainbow proper consists of 4 bands of colour, with the ends resting in clouds. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Rainbow flags have been used for centuries. Yeah, peace, gay pride. Rainbow Nation. South Africa is the Rainbow Nation. Rainbows used in technological companies. The Apple computer logo, yeah, I remember that. Many political alliances spanning multiple political parties have called themselves a rainbow coalition. Okay, let me just check out rainbow body. So this is Buddhism. Rainbow body is a phenomenon which has been treated fairly seriously. Okay. The rainbow body phenomenon is the third-person perspective of someone else attaining complete knowledge. Okay. That seems fairly intense stuff to be dealing with. So I think what I'm going to end up doing for this guy is kind of a combination of this fella, which are technically not rainbows, but they have the light spectrum, which is what we associate with rainbows, and they are nicknamed fire rainbows. They are formed by ice crystals. So we could have a fire ice type. I don't know why in the shape of a dragon. Now, because it's not a rain... Yeah, because they're not formed by rain. So I don't know if the cloud aspect and if the clouds disappear. So what we changed for this, because Bludgeon suggested, what if it was like a Charizard? And you know, when Charizard's flame puts out, supposedly it dies. This guy was like, if the cloud disperses, it'll die. So I suppose with this, what we do is if the ice crystals melt or something. Which then is funny, because it would also be a fire type. So maybe its ice would be immune to fire anyway. But the ice crystals could be its form of... or its way of being kept alive or something like that. Its power source was the word I was trying to say. So I think that's a pretty good basis. The thing now is kind of what's the body shape? And I'm guessing it would kind of be something similar to the way they look, you know, where it's kind of something like that. And then it's kind of the spectrum going down, and then, you know, I can add in arms or legs if I want. And then, you know, we could just have like kind of the ice crystals going around there like that. Do I want to give it arms or legs? Not sure. We do have a few snakes though. I think, oh, this guy could be like maybe a rival to Stelestra or something. There's Stelestra. Go away, Stelestra. So I think that would be a cool thing to do for I could also give it clouds as well. Just if I need some kind of visual ideas, something like that. Do we have any rainbow Pokemon already? Not rainbow Pokemon cards. Do I actually not have a Pokemon based off a rainbow? It will blue. I'm gonna disobey my one rule and give it more than 3 colors. Yeah, but Ho-Oh's a frig. Like, Xerneas is more of a rainbow Pokemon than Ho-Oh is. I'm sorry. But like, rainbow? Where? Hello? Watch this, I'm gonna fix Ho-Oh, you ready? Ho-Oh, Hisuian form confirmed. Here we go. You ready? I don't think you are. Let me get the... Okay, here we go. That boy coming. I'm about to fix Ho-Oh. Here we go. Hi, KB. No need to apologize. Yeah, just there. That's it. Anything that's not even. That's... See, then... They like, why did some of these not even have blue in them? Though I suppose it's kind of because it's down the corner. Okay. You know what I mean? Ho-Oh is as much of a rainbow as I am. It only has like the first half of the rainbow on it. Where's the second half? Anyway. Okay, so now the thing is, do I want to go back to looking at honey or... Oh, okay, so this is me, by the way. Do we want to go back to honey, try and figure out what to do there, or do I want to move on to what to do for patience, the prompt that's actually due today, which I won't get done today because I want to do them all in order. But I might just write down patience now for the moment. Let's see. Patience. And patience is like a virtue. You know, it's not a... It's something that can be observed in people, but I don't think it's just anything tangible to to go alongside it, because so we could just do like a really chill animal. Something that hibernates for ages, something like that. I know what's about to happen. What is the card game Patience? Okay, it's all videos. Don't see much. I knew it. Oh yeah, chess is definitely the longest game that I can play and not get bored. I love a really good chess game. Okay, so we're gonna do Patience right now. So let me just slap everything into folders so I'm not getting confused. So I'll put everything and we'll call that, what the fuck is the other prompt? Rainbow. I was researching it for like an hour and I forgot. I'm glad you like a KB. I kind of hate him. I think there's so much missed opportunity with it. I recorded the audio for part 3 of the Smaugust videos only today, just to kind of show you what my past few days have been like and how behind I am and everything. I have that all pretty much cut down now, so if I push myself tomorrow, that'll be up tomorrow, and if not, then by Saturday. But when you think about it, these past 2 days I have taken off. I should have taken off anyway in the first 2 Saturdays of the month, and I didn't. So I guess this is a lesson and should just take time off when you say you're meant to, or just take time off in general. If I do another streaming or monthly challenge, I'm definitely not going to stream myself every day. But yeehaw! Okay, so what is patience? The capacity to accept or tolerate delay, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. So you are chill AF. Oh. A solitaire solitude dragon. I have a confession to make. I literally have no idea how to play solitaire. I know. Okay, so let's see. Okay, yeah, British slang. Any of the various forms of card game for one player, the object of which is to use up all of one's cards by forming particular arrangements and sequences. Oh shit, you can play it on your own. But it is British slang, which is I didn't know it. Okay, so we could do something with the deck of cards. I think a deck of cards have like... Yeah, that might look like boobs or something, but whatever. Yeah, so when I thought about it earlier, like the first thing that came to mind was a meditating guy. I am working on a meditating lad for the Fakemon reviews as well. Does meditating reflect patience then? Is patience one-on-one with kind of de-stressing? And I say this as somebody who has meditated. And I need to do it again, because it's very good for you. Okay, patience is the ability to endure difficult circumstances. Patience may involve perseverance in the face of delay, tolerance of provocation without responding in disrespect, anger. Yeah, so, like, it is this. To the nth degree. Forbearance under strain, especially when faced with longer term difficulties. Patience is a level of endurance one can have before disrespect. Okay. That's actually the best way I've ever heard of it being put. Patience is the level of endurance one can take before being disrespectful. So it's like if somebody... And that's usually why nice people are very patient. Oh, that's a good twist. Blue. That'd be like patience. Your dragon tries to be really strong, but his weak naturally. It's good conceptually, KB, but the problem is how do I visualize that in one drawing, you know? I'm not saying it's a bad idea by any stretch. It's kind of like Bagon a bit. Bagon's angry. Antonyms include hastiness and impetuousness, so an antonym is an opposite. It can also refer to the character trait of being steadfast. Okay, let's see. Patience is studied as a decision-making problem involving the choice of either a small reward in the short term versus a more valuable reward in the long term. In 2005, a study involving common marmosets and cotton-top tamarins. Okay, so these are all monkeys. So you might have basis for a monkey dragon. Both species faced a self-controlled paradigm in which individuals chose between taking an immediate small reward and waiting variable amounts of time for a large reward. Okay, under these conditions, marmosets waited significantly longer for food than tamarins. The difference cannot be explained by life history, social behavior, or brain size. It can, however, be explained by feeding ecology. Marmosets rely on gum, a food product acquired by waiting for exudate to flow from trees, whereas tamarins feed on insects, a food requiring impulsive action. Okay, so one of them are kind of foragers and one of them are hunters. Patience of human users in the online world has been subject to much recent scientific research. In a 2012 study involving tens of millions of users who watched videos on the internet, it showed that online users lose patience as little as 2 seconds while waiting for their chosen video to start playing. I know that it sounds funny, but it's really true. The study also shows that users who are connected to the internet at faster speeds are less patient than their counterparts connected at slower speeds. Yep. Demonstrating a link between the human expectation of speed and human patience. Therefore, the other scientific studies of patience have led many social commentators to conclude that the rapid pace of technology is rewiring humans to be less and less patient. Yeah. So it's a thing, and it's a thing that I've said before. The only thing worse than no internet is slow internet. You know, I'd rather just not have it at all than have to deal with it being slow, and it's so scary. You guys not challenge parents to get their children food and tell them to wait and everything. What challenge is that, KB? Okay, we have a lot of rigid religious okay, I'm just gonna read the first line for each of them. Patience and fortitude are prominent themes in Judaism. In the Christian religion, patience is one of the most valuable virtues of life. Patience with steadfast belief in Allah is called word, and is one of the best virtues of life in Islam. Yeah, you were noticing a theme here, aren't we? In Buddhism, patience is one of the perfections. Yep. Patience and forbearance is considered an essential virtue in Hinduism. Yeah, it's very it's a good thing to be. No, regardless of your opinion on religion. The spiritual teacher said that one of the requirements of the spiritual aspirant is that he should combine unfailing enthusiasm with unyielding patience. It is a very good trait to pick up. Inhuman, all too human philosopher Nietzsche, that being able to wait is so hard that the greatest poets did not disdain in making the ability to wait a theme of their poetry. He notes that passion will not wait, and gives the example cases of duels in which the advising friends have to determine whether the parties might be able to wait. Okay. Impatience. Why is this on Wikipedia? Examples of impatience can be seen in common social situations, such as traffic. For example, a car at a stoplight honking at the car in front immediately after the light was turned green, or honking during a traffic jam, which is unlikely to unclog the road. Impatience may be a contributing factor to road rage. We call that a New York minute. Between when the light goes green and when somebody behind you beeps. My dad taught me that phrase, and I thought it was very funny. Complaints or rude behavior while waiting for food at a restaurant. That one is just vile, honestly. It's like there are people making your food for relax. Anger at waiting on hold for telephone service and support. That's my job. So then people come through and they're angry at me, and it's like, I didn't put you on hold. Maybe sort out your own problem, you big idiot. Anyway. Maybe I need to learn some patience. Okay. That's the Wikipedia page done. As I said before, we kind of looked at it. It's not a tangible thing. You know, you can't grab a slice of patience. You know, you can't take a picture of patience. But it is like it's what Plato would call an abstract object. Like the number 3, you know, or the color red. They're not things that exist, but you know what they are. I'm getting very philosophical tonight. So, let's look up most patient animal. Siberian tigers? Why? Okay, I hope this isn't a video. The most biodiverse region in all of Russia lies on a chunk of land between China and the Pacific Ocean. Yes. I was like, where the fuck is Russia? But then I remembered Russia is absolutely diabolically enormous. It was a perfect habitat for all tigers until humans showed up. The tigers that populate this region are commonly referred to as Siberian tigers, but they are more accurately known as Amur tigers. Imagine a creature that has the agility and appetite of the cat and the mass of an industrial refrigerator. The Amur tiger can weigh over 500 pounds and can be more than 10 feet long, nose to tail. Okay, I just remembered that that's not as big as I thought it would be. They're 10 feet long, and like the tail, like what's the tail gonna do? These majestic tigers can jump as far as 25 feet vertically. Yuck. When asked how high, famous tiger biologist who asked how high can a tiger jump responded, as high as it needs to. Where is the patience aspect of this? We always learn stuff, KB. Just some days are a lot more interesting than others, especially when I have to do 3 prompts. I've learned a lot about honey, rainbows, and patience. Is this just a story about tigers who are eating people? Okay. We don't have a tiger yet, so... Where do white tigers come from? What are they just kind of... Did they have albinism or something? White tiger are bleached. Oh, don't tell me they're actually bleached. It's pigmented. Bengal. Okay. Is it just a pigmentation thing? Because we could make a white tiger. It's caused by a lack of the pigment, which is found in Bengal tigers with fur. They tend to grow faster and heavier. They also be bigger. Are they just... Is it just, I don't want to do an antline because we already have an antline that evolves into a dragon type. Okay, I think it's just a case that they're just tigers with albinism. Yeah, the Amur tiger is the Siberian tiger, and they are tiger colored. And the white one is just... I just wanted to check if it was the same thing, and it is. So just for influence or thought process, we can go with the tiger. We don't have a tiger this season of Smaugust. Let me adjust my chair actually, because I've been sitting down for a while. I'm gonna stand up just for a second. Oh boy. Oh. Our Siberian and Amur tiger is the same. They're also the largest cat in the world. Yes, they're the same. Okay, so. Most patient animal. What is the most patient predator? Humans. Hilarious. Snakes or crocodiles? Some snakes have been known to go more than a year without food if they had a big meal. And now I want to check... does this look dirty? Okay, loads of people are just saying crocodiles and snakes. 5 animals that symbolize patience. Let's take a look at this. The owl, the elephant, the ox, the ant, and the tortoise. Oh, fucking tortoise, Jesus Christ. Master Uguay. Monkey. I have an idea. Monkey. Okay. So... And this is very annoying, because I think that this has been done in Spyro. Okay. Cause you know how they sit on the pillows. So I'm like, what if he sits on the thing and the thing is also his shell? But Spyro's done that already. Oh, but it's so good though. Oh, I want to do it. Fuck. I love Turtle Boys, like, and I. What are they called? You know, like turtles, tortoises, and terrapins. Shelled reptiles, I guess. That's what we call them. I just think it's... Okay. Yeah, fucking Zomniac. They only formed my childhood. Okay, I think there's a way we can do a twist on this. Okay, let's see... Tortoise. Hello, Mr. Tortoise. Tortoise. Wikipedia. Tortoise is a reptile species of the family Testonidae. It's particularly distinguished from other turtles. I don't know what this accent is. Yeah, tortoises are land-based. They're so cool! Look at this dude! Cause you could totally, like... You could just chill with the tortoise, like, what are they gonna do to you? And then if like if they try and actually like sit in you, you can just move. Tortoises can vary in size with some species. Such as the Galapagos giant tortoise. Yeah. Speckled cave tortoise. Okay, I just want to see if there's any interesting things about tortoises here. Tortoises are the longest living land animal in the world. Yeah, so that definitely ties into patience. And they're super slow. Okay, actually, let me look in the chat now and I can see, can I combine some elements into Stoof. Monkey. Monkey. Oogway from Kung Fu Panda doesn't have a beard. He looks like this. Monkey. Monkey. Ah, shit, boy. Okay. What the hell am I doing? Okay, I need to scroll through the chat. Okay. Rainbow, not important. Chess. I don't think we're going to include the card game aspect. Because then he's like a gambler, and that's weird. And patient from a hospital wouldn't fit. I'm just going through to see ideas. God dragon that's been living for millions or thousands of years. Yep. Yep, could have a beard. Okay. So you know tortoise, they got big arms. It's okay, Bludgeon. Thank you for stopping by. Wow, Christos, are you a tortoise? Do I feel weird giving a reptile a beard? Perhaps. Have you eaten all of your vegetables? That is how you get big and strong. That's actually a very good point, Joy. I meant to Google Drampa, just Google Joy, god damn it. But see, Drampa is like, it's colouring more so than it actually having a big hairy beard. So I think it's like the... Oh shit, how much time do I have left in this OST? Okay, I have a while. Yeah, you know, like when you're... I'm like, okay, I need to Google something, and then I look over and I see the message. And then I'm like, oh yeah, Joy, good point. And then instead of me typing Trampa, I just Googled Joy, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is not what I need. I don't need the definition for happiness and whatever Joy's other definitions are. Okay, I think that is kind of a good basis for this guy. Now, obviously, you know, this is just like, this is just kind of an idea of what it'll look like. I do like the idea of him also being kind of a Chad at the same time. So I think that's a bit of a stereotypical thing where tortoises, like, he's still slow as hell, but you know, he's a cool dude. And I maybe want like the shell to be able to actually go up on him as well. But just so maybe he could have like a defense. I'm not going to draw it. Oh jeez, Burpee McGee. You know, he could have a defense form. And then like his exposed form. What typing are we thinking for this guy? Just kind of based off the concept of he's a meditating dragon. Tortoise. I can already presumably think or predict is the word I'm trying to think of. And predict what you're gonna say. Just gonna stretch my arm now. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Mm-hmm. So as predicted, psychic. It's definitely one of the types. Now, rock is interesting. Because tortoises are very rocky-ish. He is a reptile, so I think we could forego the dragon type. So I'll pop that there with a question mark, and I'll see how I'm feeling after I design him. But I think that those are 2 good types for that guy. Do we have any rock psychic types besides Lunatone and Solrock? I was going to say Solgaleo. Okay, I'm going to pop him away. So he's pretty much done. Then we have this fella. Oh my sweet divine Christ. Oh, I see what happened there. Okay. So this guy is going to be a fire rainbow, which is made from ice crystals. And isn't actually a rainbow at all. It's a circumhorizontal arc, but it looks cool as shit. He's going to be all rainbow colored down. Maybe with some cloud imagery on him. I'll see what I'm feeling. If that's the concept I'm going for with that. Potential types for that guy are fire and ice. Because I think he'll definitely look like a dragon. Also, I say he. They're all gender neutral. Just in case anybody who's wondering. Like, boy to me is a gender neutral term. Everybody here is a boy, as far as I'm concerned. Or a lad. Alright, boyos. Anyway, so this will be a big fiery rainbow dragon. Might be legendary. Sure thing. Now, the one I did not decide on. Honey. So, and I haven't looked at this now for an hour, probably. Over an hour. And I'll go through it now with you, because it seems a lot of people here weren't here when I was doing this. So, we have honey. Honey is a color. It's also a term of endearment. You know, you'd call your husband honey, or you'd call your child honey, or you call your dad honey. Maybe not that last one. Bye, KB. It was great having you here. So honey is made by bees and other insects. That's actually something I didn't look up. What insects make honey? Honey is this, yeah, okay, it's made by bees and other insects such as stingless bees, but it didn't tell me other related insects. Okay. Hymenoptera. Large order of insects comprising sawflies, wasps, bees, and ants. Okay, so ants can make okay, do ants make honey? I think they do. Yep. Oh yeah, fuck it. Yeah, the honeypot ant. From, that Jack did for subjectively. Honeybees aren't the only insects that make honey. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else here. Bumblebees also make honey, but on a much smaller scale. Bumblebees are so cool. They live in the ground. Those are just awesome dudes. I think it would just be too outlandish to just make a big honey dude. Called like Bumblebeast or something. Shall leave him here, it's on another layer. Bumblebees are fucking cool. Mexican honey wasp. Mexican honey wasp. Brachygastra mellifica, also known as the Mexican honey wasp. It's just a wasp. I don't know if there's anything cool I can do there. Oh, my neck. Oh! Ah! Honeypot ants make and store honey, but they do... Honeypot ants gorge on the nectar until their abdomens swell up to the size of a grape. Yep, so... Jack's done that already. That's kind of not very dragonish. A sweat bee. Okay, let's see this. Oh, okay, no, I completely... Very small gnat-like stingless bee native to Africa. It congregates around the moist tissue of the eyes, nose, and mouth to find water in the dry environment where it lives, and therefore is sometimes called a sweat bee. It is only active during the day and retreats at night. It also has the ability to produce a dark and strong honey. Okay. What if we made a sweaty bee? Okay, okay, hang on. Hang on. This ties into what we were talking about earlier. Okay. So let me just get this guy down. There he is. Sweat bee. Okay. Okay. So just going through all of this. Bees store honey in chambers made of wax or resin. We were then thinking about making like a dessert, but you know, it's kind of like, how can you tie that into a dragon? And so then honey is technically a liquid, but it's like really viscous. You'll know, like, if you know what honey is, you know, it flows really slowly. And it can crystallize. So I was like, what if we make something that is we won't worry about types now for the moment, Blue, just because we don't actually know what the thing looks like yet. So it'll be, I was thinking something that has kind of two states of matter, where it can kind of be like, and this will kind of tie back into, you know, our turtle boy, where he has like his armored mode and his normal mode. But obviously I came up with this idea first, where it's a little kind of round, soft honey friend. But then when they're threatened, they can crystallize. And they just get really... you know, something like that. So that's kind of some concepts for that there. Then I was like, what if we make Rataclysmic? Instead of its legs being rats, it's made out of bees. It's just a big honey monster. Found out that skinks eat bees straight up. But what I'm now thinking is, we have this sweat bee, okay? Sweat is a liquid. Honey is a liquid. Honey can crystallize. Are you picking up on what I'm throwing down yet? Have you figured it out? Can I get an F in the chat? Do you want me to tell you what I want to do? Is it that ludicrous? What's my pain? Mopane is a tree found in arid regions of southern Africa with bitter tasting leaves that are shaped like butterfly wings and fold together in intense heat. That's kind of cool. That's very cool. Okay, here it is. What I will be making for this is a bee who sweats. And the sweat is actually honey. And said honey can crystallize as a defense mechanism. And maybe this is the guy that Citrusnide steals its honey from. There's Citrusnide. Just need to worry about making this guy dragon shaped. But I think that's a good... I like that. It's a honeybee. It's a bee that's like, he's made of honey, and he's the sweat bee, you know, and they're both liquids, and the honey crystallizes, and he could have like a crystal bee armor, like could be a bee in like dragon shaped crystal armor or something. Yeah. I believe. Okay. And we're coming up on 2 hours now, so I will probably go away and play Minecraft for an hour or two. And then come back and draw one of these guys before bed. It is much easier to draw. And I'm not saying this as a dig on you guys or anything. But it can be much easier to draw when you're not... because I don't have to worry about where my keyboard is or where my microphone is. The microphone, I think, is the biggest obstacle in my way of when it comes to drawing. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun today. So, just... for reference sake, for the prompt honey, and there's me dead again. For the prompt honey, we are going with a sweat bee Combination of a sweat bee, which is a stingless bee, a honey bee, which is just, you know, a bee, and the fact that bees crystallize, or bees fucking hell. That honey crystallizes. I love when you go outside and you just see a bee that's turned into rocks. Okay. Damn it. And so a kind of crystal armored bee. Types for this guy, you know, probably will be bug dragon. Can't think of anything else. Crystal could be rock, but you know, it's honey, it's not actually rocks. Crazy defensive guy, I'd say. So then for rainbow, we're gonna go with the fire rainbow, which is made from ice crystals instead of clouds. Fire ice type probably. And he will look very cool and not very Pokemon-ish at all. Just because I'm going to be using more than 3 colors on him, because he is indeed a rainbow. Actually, Alolan Muck... Does Alolan Muck not use more than 3 colors? Yes, it does. Okay. So I don't feel too bad. Alolan Muck is awesome, honestly. And then finally, for patience, we're going to go with Turtle Man Jones up here. Or down here, rather. Doing his big old meditation in the shell. I'm going to do them in order, so I will do the... Fuck it, that picture, goddammit, it keeps popping up. I'll do B-Man first. So I'll probably get lots of work done on him tonight. Now, obviously, I want to try and get these done as quickly as possible. I want to get one done before bed. I want to get one done tomorrow morning. Because, you know, then tomorrow we have to move on to... What friggin' prompt is tomorrow? Let's take a look. Frog. And it's like, oh, gee, what do I do for frog? I've already made a frog. Which is exactly where the whole thing with honey is coming in. So what we'll do here is we'll go like... that. And I think... I'm glad we have a concept for patience. So I think I got really thrown off in week 1 with Day because Jack unsubjectively uploaded his Day Pokemon, and then I was like, oh shit, what do I do for Day now? And I was also burnt out that day. So I will get these done. I'll try and get honey done tonight. And then I'll have to do like a mass upload. And then I'll definitely have something done by tomorrow, but I'll mess around with honey tonight anyway. Rainbow is good. And patience is good as well. Now I probably won't have all 3 of those done before tomorrow. And I do want to upload them in order to Instagram and Twitter, if you are following me on those. And if you're not, check the description, there's a link there. So that, you know, there'll just be a delay with those. But otherwise, thank you all for joining for this very weird stream. I'll hopefully kind of be back to normal with them, and maybe by the time we get to Berry, I can actually look at these now and see what's coming up next. I know it ends with Panko, which is the name of Jack's dog. And I know Panko is like a shrimp or something. Oh no, it's not shrimp, maybe it is shrimp. It's some kind of food in Japan, I'm sure. So we'll kind of deal with that when we get to it. I might do my own prompt for Panko. We'll see. But yeah, I will leave it at that. I'll go unwind with some Minecrafta, probably. And then I'll come back up and do some late night drawing. I always find myself way more productive at like 1 AM. Which is hysterical. I've been staying up late really these last few days anyway, so... I'll definitely try and get honey done before I go to bed. If not, just kind of get the pose and stuff bashed out or whatever. I mean, everything I've made here is better than Ouroboros. Anyway, so I'm not too stressed. I know Joya will get sleep and then I'll just not wake up in the morning. I wake up at like 1 p.m. And hopefully somebody else will be streaming later that I can just kind of pop on and have on in the background. Because then I also have to edit the video, but I think if I can catch up on these guys... Anyway. It's all very complicated. But I think my brain is actually off right now. So, as I agreed to do, this is how we say goodbye. Bye, everybody. Have a good day. And all the best. I'm going to end the stream in 2 seconds. 1.